Hey guys, so it is finally confirmed. We are indeed getting a 7-season Harry Potter TV series. So yesterday, Warner Brothers Studios, HBOMax, and other major news outlets confirmed that we are indeed getting a new Harry Potter TV series. And while we had heard this so many times before in rumors, this time it is official. And I am so excited. I got the news yesterday because I am part of the Harry Potter fan club, and they sent out an email, and I just couldn't believe when I saw it. I sent it immediately to my husband so he could see it. And although I'm not going to read the entire article to you guys, I did want to share a little bit about what it says. It says that the new adaptation will introduce you to a new cast for a new generation of fandom, and it will be full of fantastic detail, much loved characters, and dramatic locations we have loved for over 25 years. Each season will be authentic to the original books and bring Harry Potter and his incredible adventures to new audiences around the world. Now, after I read the email, I went to Twitter because I knew that if it had been confirmed, Twitter was going to be popping off. And I was not disappointed. For a fact, I saw so many people who were, as myself, excited. Like everyone was sharing the news, but at the same time, I saw a lot of people who were not really into it. Like a lot of people were saying, who asked for this? We don't want this. Why not do this other thing or that other thing? And I thought, you know something? Let me make a video and share with you guys my thoughts on this new Harry Potter TV series. So to start off, I'm going to say that I am extremely excited. I cannot wait, although I know it's probably going to be like a year or two from now by the time we actually get the first season. But I'm extremely excited, but I can also definitely understand where people are coming from. I am someone who was very much into Star Wars, and personally, I have seen how my interest has declined in Star Wars ever since they were acquired by Disney, and Disney started like adding a whole bunch of stuff to the story and changing things up. But regardless, this video isn't about Star Wars, but I can understand where the Harry Potter fans are coming from, right? There's always this sense of fear, of change, of what's going to happen. But to start off, let me just start off with like my positives, I guess. For me personally, I think this is a fantastic idea. I think a lot of times when we talk about Harry Potter with people who have seen the movies but also read the books, one common denominator or one common thing is always people saying like, oh, I wish if they would have, like, if this movie would have been 8 hours long, I would have watched it. Or I wish they would have included all these other things. Or I wish they would have done it true to the book, and in the movies it was different. And I know personally when I have been watching the movies with people who have never watched them and who haven't read the books, I find myself always explaining to them like these details so that the movie kind of makes more sense. Because if you're a person who has read the books and then watched the movie, you get all of it. But if you're a person who goes straight into the movies without ever having read the books, there's a lot of details that you kind of don't understand or you miss. And I think this new series is going to be a fantastic way to bring in those elements to be more true to the actual books. We'll be able to see characters that weren't included in the movies, like Professor Binns, and we'll have Peeves, and we'll maybe have more about like Neville's parents and their story and Neville's story, and we'll see more of Ginny and Harry's relationship develop, which to me is one of those things that kind of like happens all of a sudden in the movies, and it kind of makes it weird, kind of odd, because you really don't like feel for them that way, because you kind of don't see their relationship develop in any way other than all of a sudden it just happens. But I think it's a really good way to bring in those elements that were missed from the original movies. But that being said, I do understand that there is going to be a lot of challenges with this new series. I think one of the major challenges that they're going to have is the casting, because for me personally, while the movies, like the story in general, is fantastic, the thing for me that makes the movies just incredible is the casting. There isn't one single character in the movies that I can say was casted incorrectly or that I wish would have been played by someone else. Like, I truly feel that the people they chose to play the characters in the original seven movies were exactly the people that they had to cast. And to have that happen for a second time is going to be extremely, extremely difficult. I do not envy at all the position of whoever has to cast these new roles, because not only are you working with having to live up to the characters that, or to the cast that originally brought these characters to life, but now you also have to do it in a way where you are not respecting the original fan base, but really you do have to think about the original fan base when you do cast these characters, because you want to make sure that you are making them happy, but you also want to make sure that you are bringing a cast that is going to captivate a new audience for 20, 30 more years to come. So that is going to definitely be a challenge. I personally feel like maybe for the younger characters, they should bring in actors that aren't extremely well known. And that's not to say that they're not good actors, but maybe that haven't been in anything too well known or too major. Just because I feel like part of the magic that happened with the original cast was that people didn't really associate like Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint with any other characters. And for like the audience, they were truly Harry, Ron, and Hermione. So if you kind of bring in characters or actors now that are very famous for portraying other characters, it might be a little bit difficult as seeing them now as Harry, Ron, and Hermione, or any of the other younger characters. But for me, I would personally say they might benefit more in doing that rather than bringing well-known actors. For the adult characters, though, I feel like they might want to lean in a little bit and bringing actors that are more experienced and more well-known, just because I feel like people will probably be more inclined to watch it if there's actors in it that they already like and enjoy. But for me personally, I think the casting is going to be one of the most difficult things to do in this TV series. And also, I think what's going on a little bit is not only the fear of them messing it up, because I don't know how much they'd be able to mess it up if they do, they do what they say they're going to do and stay true to the books. But I feel like a lot of people want to kind of see this as it's replacing the original seven movies. And I think as an audience, we kind of have to have a little bit of an open mind and not necessarily see this as replacing the original seven movies, but as something independent that is like on its own. I think it's kind of like saying you can't like the original seven movies if you like the books, because the movies replace the books, when in fact the books is like its own individual things, the seven movies it's its own individual things, and now this TV series, for me, it's going to be like its own individual thing. I don't think people should feel like they are not being loyal to the original seven movies if they do decide to watch this or to enjoy it and they like it. At this point, we have to understand that, for one, the characters, the actors that played the young children in the original seven movies have now grown up, so they can definitely not play the characters again. Some of them do not want to be involved. A lot of the adult actors have sadly passed away, and I'm sure that all of them can coincide. Is that how you say it? Coincide in saying that they would feel this to be okay, because they know how important Harry Potter was to my generation and to maybe my kids' generation with what they did. So to have something new that can now take Harry Potter into the future and be part of like my kids' generation growing up, and something that they probably share with their kids, I'm sure that they would be okay with that. I feel like as fans, we have to kind of understand that being okay and enjoying the new series has nothing to do with our loyalty towards the original series or towards the original cast, and that is fine. But overall, I am very excited. I do hope that people receive this with a positive attitude, that people give it the chance, because I do really, really think that if this goes well, it can possibly open the door for other series and other stories like the one people would like to see, like the Marauders story or a Voldemort story or a Snape story or a Malfoy story, right? So I think they're kind of testing the waters. I do really feel like this is something that they maybe had always considered, but they were kind of iffy if it would work out because this is a big investment and they have to know that it's going to work out. And I think when they did the Fantastic Beast movies, seeing that those didn't do too well, I think that probably halted them from thinking or pursuing any other projects. And once they saw the release of the Hogwarts Legacy game and how big that went, it was probably eye opening to them. And they said, you know, something, maybe it is a good idea to do something with the original series and not branch out too much. So I think if as fans or as new viewers, we are receptive to what they're doing and we give them a chance to see what they're going to do, right? We don't automatically close ourselves up to what this might be. Who knows? We might see this and we might get a lot of the other stuff that we want to see as well. I really do hope people remain positive. I hope that it's received well. I hope that they give a new cast a chance. I hope people aren't closed-minded as to only wanting the original seven movies and that cast because as sad as it is, a lot of that cast can't come back. I mean, they're gone and we have to move forward. And if we truly love the franchise and we enjoy it, we should want it to succeed and to move forward. But yeah, overall, I am super excited. I can't wait. Like I said, I know this is going to be something that probably we won't see till another year or two. But I am excited for it. I am glad that they are, actually moving forward with it. I will support it. I will maintain an open mind. But let me know down below, what do you guys think? Honestly, I have no idea who I would even think of casting for any of these roles. It would be really fun to see maybe Tom Felton play one of the characters in the new series, or maybe Rupert Grint do like an appearance in one of the episodes. I think that would be really fun. But overall, I have thought about it a little and I have no idea who I can even imagine playing these characters. Let me know down below, who do you think would play a good Harry, Hermione, Snape? Like, what are your thoughts on the characters, on the casting? Are you for it or are you against it? Share down below your thoughts. Feel free to let me know what you think about it. But of course, be respectful, be kind to everyone down in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in my next video.